Good morning, old mucker. Sorry about the way I look. I was rode hard and put away wet last night. For lack of a better term, I was another sleepless night. I should be a cat burglar, being I don't sleep at night. Now we got 4 people here, so let's switch that. Maybe that would help. I hate that top chat. How you doing, Coping? I seen your video yesterday, but my speakers are so low, and I don't have any external. I couldn't hear a word you were saying, but I pretty much got the gist. I'm sorry, man. You got to keep the faith. You know, there's always a brighter tomorrow. You know, so now don't let things get you down. Um, I'm assuming, I might be wrong, but I'm assuming that's part of the reason right there. Yeah. Well, I know it's hard when your kids leave. How old is she? Coping. I've got 3. They're all moved out, but they all come back in. So. And I'm sure, she'll be back, or she'll come back and visit, all the time. Especially if you had a good relationship. Oh, okay. Does she live far away? How you doing, John? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Does she call you? I realize that's not the same as being there, but you know, just to hear her voice, you know. Okay. Well, that's at least you get to hear from her and talk to her, Colton. That's a brighter thing. I know it's not the same as being there physically with her, but at least you guys don't lose touch. Um, you know, I got brothers and sisters that I haven't, or I got sisters I haven't talked to in years. Um, they moved away. They changed the phone number. You know, I'm supposed to call them. I can't call them. I don't even know their phone number. So I've had the same phone number for 5 years on my cell phone. So so I know how it is. If you get to talk to them every day, my daughter comes here every day. She only lives a few miles away, but my daughter shows up every day, and my kids call their mother and me. Well, they call their mother every day and talk to her. So. No. But as long as you're missing her, that means that she's still in your heart. Okay. And I'm sure if she's missing you, she's still in your heart, or her heart, or you're still in her heart. So. How's your live streaming doing there, John? I didn't couldn't make one or couldn't make it to them. I you know been in my recliner most of the day yesterday. Between the Aleve and the pain pill, and they're sitting there tossing and turning, trying to get comfortable. Well, I said coping though, as long as you keep her in your heart and she keeps you in her heart, you guys are never alone. You're never apart. And I know it's hard to visit, but maybe you can make a little extra effort both ways to visit more often. You know. Peter, I'm sorry. I was busy talking. How are you doing this morning? Nice to see you here. There's 17 kids in your family there, old mucker? A lot of kids. Sure is. Yeah. Okay. You were left at 17. There wasn't 17 kids. Yeah. That's right. When somebody needs the help, we'll pick them up. No. Well, I'm glad you're still here, John. No problem coping. We all go through rough times. Kids are a blessing and kids are a curse. But, love my kids to death. So I do anything for them, die for them, go to prison for them. I'd do anything I could for them. So. Good morning, Rick. How are you doing? Right there, Peter. As long as you're still breathing and alive, yeah. Coping just like I said, just always think of the good times you guys had together. And when you're feeling bad, just think of that, and that'll bring you back up, put a smile on your face, and then you can't wait for the next time to talk to her. So. So I don't know what else I can say about that because Um, I really don't have any firsthand knowledge on it, but I'm sure, if you guys love each other, um, you know, absence makes the heart go fonder, and, so, and that doesn't mean just for any kind of love, or just for, man wife love or whatever, but um, it does, so when, you don't see her, and then do you see her, it's full of joy, you know. So, that's right. Much love to you, Coping. So, like I said, kids are a blessing and kids are a curse. So I wouldn't have it any other way. Arizona Ghost Rider, good morning. How are you doing today? You're up early on a Saturday morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Either that or you ain't been to bed. You're waking up, okay. The usual time. Yeah, I know. When I was working, I used to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'd do that 7 days a week. And my wife, why are you getting up so early? Well, I can't sleep. I'm used to this. So I'll just have y'all know I bought the winning lottery ticket last night. So I just have to check the paper, but I'm pretty sure I won. So, at least that's what I told the woman when I bought it, that this was a winning ticket. She said, "You're probably right." So yeah, I'm a morning person now. Yeah. Yeah. My wife says I get my days and nights mixed up because I'm up all night because I'm in pain. So I sit up and watch TV, or recline out and watch TV. I doze off, I get up. I doze off, I get up, and so I mainly get a nap or two in the afternoon for half an hour, 45 minutes. So yeah, buy YouTube and make us all stars. There you go. That's right, Peter. You won too much. You got your ticket. Yeah, yeah. I do understand coping. I understand a lot. You know, kids are wonderful. Like I said, kids are a blessing and kids are a curse. But um, as long as you keep them in your heart and they keep you in their heart, then they're never more than just a phone call away. It's not the same as physically being there with them, but they're just a phone call away. Just to hear their voice is probably comforting, isn't it? So, it would be nice. It would be nice. I just bought one ticket. I don't hardly buy them, but I just bought one last night out of I don't know. It was just you know an impulse buy or whatever. Is she your oldest or youngest or middle or what? By the way, good morning, Miss Rainier. I only have one daughter, and I have two sons. It's boy, girl, boy, and the oldest one has 5 kids, and my daughter doesn't have any. And my youngest, he's getting married in June, and his girlfriend has 2 kids, so that makes 7 grandkids. Well, we babysit 4 of the 5 grandkids every day. As he's a single dad, he has custody of 4 of them, and then his first girlfriend that he had, his first child, is from another woman. He's actually got 5 kids from 3 different women, but he's got custody of 4 of them from 2 of them because they just turned out to be bad mommies. So he works second shift, so he goes in at 3 and he gets out at 1 o'clock in the morning. So rather than us getting the kids up in the middle of the night and taking them home and then picking them up, at 2 o'clock, they just stay here, and then he comes and sees them during the day when he gets up, and then on Saturday we take the kids home. Now this weekend, the 2 oldest go to their mother for the weekend, but the 2 youngest don't go nowhere because he hasn't been to court for child support or visitation or anything like that. So she comes and sees them once every month or whatever for 5-10 minutes, and then out the door she goes. She can't even spend an hour with them. Well, I'm sure that's probably the hardest because she's your only daughter. So, but my wife would be lost too if my daughter didn't uh, call or come here. So, and my wife would be on the phone saying, "Hey, what's wrong? How come you haven't called me or whatever?" So, Jokerfish, how are you doing? I know how you feel there, Copen. I really do. Well, getting back to that, that's why we babysit. Uh, Richard, how are you doing? On your way to work, or are you off today? So, you know, I love them to death, my grandkids, but sometimes they get on my nerves. I've been getting attacked by angry vegans. I know them vegans can be nasty, Joker. But you be careful, Richard, on your way to work. So you be careful at work. Just think of all the overtime you're getting. So, you guys haven't checked out Richard Palmisano's channel. He does karaoke and he does drone videos. He's got a good channel. Go ahead and check him out. That's what I was going to say, Arizona. Joker, you had to give him a cheeseburger. Maybe that'll calm him down. So, you know how it is. That's good. 20 hours of overtime. I used to get, before they mandated a 60-hour law for truck drivers, I used to get 30, 35 hours of overtime a week on a normal. Plus do stuff at my house and stuff, so, 70, 75 hours. There's been times I've had 85 hours of work time in a week. So that's good. 28 hours overtime. You got to work tomorrow too? Well, Joker, maybe you can, sit down make come to an agreement like a sit down say that at McDonald's or something and buy him a hamburger and talk it over. Oh. My cry for help. Good to see you here, man. I thought that was pretty interesting. Your little history lesson today. Yeah, yeah. They don't have no protein in their body, so you can easily fight them, Joker. Here's an idea, Joker. Get you one leaf of lettuce, put it on a plate while you're right in front of them, then put about 10 pounds of cooked bacon on top of it, and ask them if that's a salad. All right, man. Keep listening. Okay, Miss Raina, have a good day. You be careful. Uh, yeah, try to stay warm. That's what I would do. Either I'd put a pile of bacon on there, then throw one leaf of lettuce on there and ask them if that's a salad. So I consider that a salad. I don't know about you guys, but it does have a vegetable in it. So, salads would be great if they didn't have so much green stuff in it. So, oh, God. Huh. Well, I would say something to the prefects of ask them if it's okay to have oral sex or Joker. It's the same damn thing, according to them. So, I'm not going to go any further than that, but yeah. No. Hmm. Yeah, that's why they're upset because the cows are killing the rainforest. Their salads. Yeah. I don't understand the raping women part is compared to a glass of milk. I don't understand that part. But you know how it is. Yeah, they're never right. More like it. So, And if vegans are against eating something that's alive, okay, there's a scientific study out there that says when you pull a carrot out of the ground, the carrot feels it. When you chop a stalk of celery, it feels it. If you pick a green bean, it feels it. So if it can feel it, does that mean it's alive? Evidently, it does. So they're, in fact, they're doing the same thing but to a vegetable. Huh. That's right there, Peter. The lack of meat, protein. Yeah. You know what this is? That's a brain sucker. And when you put it on a vegan's head, you know what it's doing? Starving. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. Well, that's not right because the plants really don't. Yes, they do. Um, yeah, a plant can feel pain. Yeah. So I don't quite understand why they don't believe that, but it can. Um, if a plant uh, can feel emotion, because if you talk to your plants, they do better. If you don't talk to your plants, they don't do good. So you can talk to your plants or you play music, your plants do better. So that's part of an emotion. So yeah, plants have emotions too, you know. So it's a scientific fact, but that's the truth, you know. In fact, what is that Angry Orchard or whatever? They they have loudspeakers in their orchards and they play music and they talk to their apple trees and stuff like that. So you know, it's just it's a fact of life. You know, if you talk to them, they do better. So I was out there in the garden last year. I was telling my tomato plants, "You can do it. You can do it. You can do it." Evidently, I wasn't a very good motivational speaker because they didn't do it. So, you know, are you still in here, Copen? If you are, um, don't let this get you down. You know, write her a letter, call her up. You know, talk to her. Oh, not too much, Rick. Um, I think the grandkids are probably going to go home around noon or 1 o'clock or something like that, maybe. So I don't know what she's got to do today, but she hasn't been feeling good. She's starting to feel better now, so hopefully a good night's sleep is making her feel a little bit better. So right. Did you want to come on up there, Rick, or not? If you want to, I'll send you a link. Yeah. Yeah, they want to destroy our economy, tell you what you can eat. I got a better idea. Let's start eating vegans. So, because they're all natural, you know. Yeah. Might as well. So. You guys ever hear about the two cannibals having a dinner? Two cannibals come up to their meal, and one says to the other, "You start at the head, I'll start at the feet. We'll meet in the middle." They're eating away, eating away. One looks out of the corner of the eyes. He says, "Hey, how you doing down there?" He says, "I'm having a ball." He says, "Slow down, you're eating too fast." I didn't know if he'd like that joke or not, but I'm sure all the vegans like that one. Well, if you get dressed, let me know. Well, you really don't have to get dressed. Just put on a shirt there, Rick, and just don't stand up with a camera on. Have a steak and a side of vegan taters and taters. Nice rounded meal. There you go. Yep. Uh, I can believe it. Completely naked. Oh. You're welcome, Richard. You are welcome. Um, I'm all about channel love, man. Show everybody channel love. So. Well, like I said, Copen, you know, write her a letter every week and then call her every day. Have her call you every day. I know it's not the same as being there, but okay. Where'd you send me a message to, Mucker, on Facebook or on YouTube? But call her every day, and it's not the same as being there, but at least you're still in touch, you know. And try to make a concerted effort between the two of you to get together more often. So, okay, Mucker, I'll check it. So, but as far as that, that's coping. Kids are going to be kids, and kids are going to live their own life, and I realize people don't like to hear that, but they do, and they do move away, but they always come back. They always come back home, you know. They never forget where they came from. Checking my messages. Um, okay, old Malker. I understand. Oh. Anybody want anything they want to talk about other than oh no, I think I'll pass this nurse off to old Mucker on me, oh my. Okay. 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 All right. Let's talk about spring. Okay. I damn sure ain't gonna talk about gun control. We did that yesterday, and there was a few people that got upset, and I will not do that no more. Or the Second Amendment. So daylight savings time. Yeah, isn't that today or this weekend? Am I right or not? So, um, does somebody know? Do you put that spring? Put the clocks ahead this weekend, or is it next weekend? Hell, I don't know. I just wake up in the morning and all my stuff that's electronic is switched over. Yeah, it's fun to talk about. Yeah, it was fun to talk about it until something went wrong. I tell you that. So, well, we won't have that discussion. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So, um, you know, so they do. The clocks do go ahead. So isn't that great? I'm going to lose another hour's worth of sleep tonight. So yeah, what the hell? I never got it anyway. So um, yeah, that that was something yesterday. So and like I said, I didn't want to ruffle anybody's feathers, but like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. This is a free country. So yeah, it was one of the. It, it was a bad subject to talk about. Lovely kid from Japan just put out a new video. Come clean with me, spring cleaning. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Now we talk about spring. Okay. Anybody gonna grow any gardens? I've got a 30 by 20 spot out there. Plus, I got 20 by 24 spot of concrete, and I have 4 raised bed gardens on that. And that's what my gardens are. So, your neighbors are listening to great music, whether they like it or not. Well, it's still kind of cold here, so we can't go out and clean yet. But I've got I got asparagus in one of my raised bed gardens. I had strawberry plants in another. I had strawberry plants there for 4 years, and out of the 4 years, I probably got 1 quart of strawberries. So I ripped them all out last year. I'm not dealing with this no more. So and there must have been 100 strawberry plants in there. So you know, to get less than a quart out of 4 years, I don't think that's very good land management. So I think what I'm going to use that for is onions. Um, 'Cause I can plant 300 or 400 onions in that spot right there, and which will make it nice. Plant the onions and grow them and store them downstairs for when we need them. I went to a flea market and I bought a tote. In this tote, it had a greenhouse. One of the little ones, green one, a little metal frame that's got the plastic cover that fits over and has the shelves. Well, by the time I got home and put it all up, there's three greenhouses in there and four covers. So I made out like a bandit. I got it for $5. So that's what I'm going to start my most of my garden in is I'm going to put them on them greenhouses and I'm going to put them on a cart and I'll wheel the cart out during the day and then at night when it gets cold I'll put it back in the garage. So that's right. If you start losing an argument with the voices in your head, you're in trouble. Hi, Carolyn, 12B free. How are you doing today? Can I grow tubers? You mean potatoes? Is that what you're talking about, joker fish? Potatoes or carrots? Good. That's good, Carolyn. I do grow potatoes. I don't get very many, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, I grow beets and carrots, potatoes. I grow them in the garden, not in the raised bed. I should do it. I should make my raised bed bigger, taller, so I can grow carrots and stuff like that. But my raised beds are only 9 inches tall, I think, or something like that. I should make them stack another couple boards on top of them, and then so I can actually grow some deeper fruit, or vegetable like carrots or um, beets. So I do both. I pickle and can. I dehydrate. I freeze. I've got videos on canning and dehydrating and uh, Bama Grits. How are you doing this fine morning, ma'am? Glad to see you're here. And I'm sure Bama Grits, she cans, so, or did. I have to check her channel out still. I haven't been able to get to there yet, but um, I raise a garden just for self-preservation, and it's something that when I was a kid we always did, and I lived in a spot where I couldn't raise a garden for a few years, and then I bought my own house. I started having a garden. I had a small one, and then I bought this house, and now my garden's 3 times the size of what I have. But you'd be surprised if you go out there and take care of it, what you can grow. Like green beans, you grow a lot of green beans in a small area, especially if you plant a row of green beans one week, and then a week later or 2 weeks later, you go through and you plant another row just offside of it, and you do that. You stagger out some rows. You'll have green beans coming in for a month. You know. Well, you may hate gardening, but don't you like vegetables, there, old mucker? I like a good salad. I like a ripe tomato. Oh my God, I'm starting to sound like a vegan. Uh, no. How you doing, Charles? Sorry to see you. I didn't see you come in. Sorry about that. Well, you tell Deep South I said hi. I don't know if you'll remember me or not, but you tell them I said hi. And if you see anybody else that we know, Bama, tell them I said hi. Um, I like the homesteading channels. I like, all that stuff. I like, Deep South, our Half Acre Homestead, Linda's Pantry, all of them. I like all them channels. Nina's Kitchen. So you're right. They're picker less dependence on everybody. Good morning, Christy. Oh. Yeah, there ain't nothing better than a steak and some grilled onions. So, oh, Marco likes honeymoon sandwiches. Let us alone. That's funny. I do love vegetables and eat it once a year. There you go. Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, and I was watching a YouTube video on. I love a tomato and mayo sandwich. Oh man, I love them, especially if you put a little bacon on it. So, but I like a tomato and mayo sandwich too. How you doing, Kim? Good morning to you. 5:47 in Illinois. Yeah, potatoes. I love growing potatoes. I don't grow very many because for some reason they won't grow there, but um, I grow enough for one meal, and it's kind of cool because they don't get very big, so they're little miniature potatoes, so they actually turn out pretty good. Love fried green tomatoes. So, um, but like I said, Rustivia who I probably just murdered that name, but how are you doing? Uh, I'll have to check your channel out there. My husband won't eat nothing but red meat. Well, that's good, Rustivia. My husband won't eat nothing but red meat. If you get tired of cooking him that, you can make him a steak, a hamburger, or a meatloaf. There you go. That's right. Pinkany, good morning, Pink. How are you doing? I'm fine. Who's Stevia? How are you? You're good. So that's good. Yeah, I like vegetables. I like meat. Um, chicken steak, venison. I've never had lamb. And I want to try lamb. Uh, it was just when I was growing up, we couldn't afford it, and I never had it, so I never tried it. So I want to try lamb, and we watch all these cooking shows, me and my wife. So I'm gonna buy some lamb chops one day and cook them. So, well, that's good, Peony. Um, we used to raise ducks and chickens when I was a kid, and I've had duck and I've had chicken and turkey and goose and all that. So, um, but I've never had lamb yet, so I'm gonna try that. So, I think lamb burger, make a good lamb burger. I think that would probably be good. So, Pekingese says, "Hey everyone." So you're right, Joker. Anything you raise or grow is amazing because it tastes so much better than anything else. Yeah, I hate to differ with them, Joker fish, but man is actually a cannibal. If they weren't your jaw structure and your teeth structure would be different. So, lamb stew. Yeah. My boy's got like 250 pounds of deer in his venison in his freezer right now, and he wants me to make um, jerky with it. So he's got a bunch of it that's um, already ground up into hamburgers. So I'm going to start with that. And yeah, deer sausage, that sounds good. But I'm going to start with a hamburger because I have, I have jerky presses and stuff like that, which you start with, which you use ground meat with it. And then you press it on onto your drying trays and whatever. So I'm gonna start out with the ground burger that he has, and then I'm gonna grind all the rest of the stuff. I'll take different kinds of meats together and grind it all up after I trim the fat off, and then I'll make different kinds of jerky with it. And when I do that, I will make some videos. Your granddaughter told you she was a meatitarian. There you go. Right. I'm gonna have to try some lamb, but lamb is so expensive, man. I can't believe what they get for a leg of lamb. So then again, a leg of lamb is, dang near a quarter of a lamb or an eighth of a lamb, one leg of it. So make some lamb chili, deer chili. So maybe even do some sheep jerky, lamb jerky. So I don't know. Lamb's one thing I've never tried. I've had alligator. Um, I've had alligator jerky. I've had bear jerky. Um, I've had ostrich before. So, and before you ask, yep, tastes like chicken, only big. Excuse me. And we raised sheep before, but we never ate them when I was a kid. You making goulash today? That's good, dear picker. I like goulash. Uh, we raised sheep, but we never ate them, and so I think we had four of them at one time. Raised them from little ones, and milk fed them and everything. And that was something, go over there and with over to we had them in a little building and go over there and feed them, with milk until they got big enough. And it's kind of cute because they get down on their knees and I'm thinking about that, Bama lamb kebabs. Yep. I just don't want to buy a big old expensive piece of lamb and then ruin it by cooking it, not cooking it right. So because if you cook it wrong and you ruin it, you'll never buy it again because you won't. That's one thing. I know that if you ruin something, you won't do it again because the expense for one thing, and then you don't think, well, maybe I didn't do it right, or if you cook it and it doesn't taste right, then you say, well, I'm never buying that again because it don't taste right. Well, it could be the way you cooked it. Sorry to hear that about Mapleberry, but they're in my prayers. All right, Charles, you have a good one, man. Be careful out there. Lamb lollipops are good. Yeah, I've seen those before. No. Anyways, and getting back to the spring in the garden, we're gonna have. I was watching some videos on raised bed gardening, and this guy had in a, I think it was in a 4x4, maybe it was an 8x4 area. He had like 200 um, stalks of corn, which meant they were pretty crowded. But what he did is he planted his corn, and then once it come up and was about 3 inches or 4 inches tall, he started more, and he planted it in between. And when the first ones were a foot and a half tall or whatever, and the second ones were 10, 12 inches, he planted more. So these would come up, and once they matured and were ripe, he'd pick them and take the stalk out, snip the stalk off at the bottom. And then the next, harvest come in, he'd pick those, snip that stalk off. And then that way the other, the rest of the corn would have, would get the proper light that it would need. And it was pretty neat. I can't remember the video of it, but he was getting corn. He had pickings for almost a month, every week. So and you'd be surprised how much corn you can get. If you got 200 stalks there and all of them produce, 2 years, that's 400 ears of corn, which you won't get 100% production. But, if you get 80% production, that's still a pretty good rate. So, so. But I get green beans. My green beans seem to do better than anything in my garden. Tomatoes, they grew, but all of them, or 90% of the tomatoes at the very bottom, had a great big dark black spot on them. And uh, Rick told me about it. I can't remember what it is. I have to ask him again, but I think it was too much calcium or too much something in it. So I got to put something on my garden this year. So, Paul, Rita, how are you doing this fine morning? Good to see you here. Are you feeling better? She was on old Muckers yesterday, but she wasn't feeling so good, so she had to leave. Or she was at old Muckers yesterday. So. Some of these live streams that we go into are really funny. I mean, you can depends on who the channel owner is or whatever. You can have a riot in some of these. Some of the like I keep my stuff, so I try to keep mine mellow. But some of these other channels, they don't keep it, so you can get in there and be as wild as you want. And they don't care because they actually just get rid of it. So it is kind of funny. So. 11 people at 7 o'clock on a Saturday. Nobody's got anything better to do, not even sleep. So, and you know what the worst of it is, people? Tomorrow I'll see you 23 hours from now. Yeah. Yeah, figure that one out. We're gonna lose a day, so you guys are gonna have to get up early. So, actually, I'm gonna see 25 hours, but you're still losing an hour's worth of sleep. So, all right. You haven't killed anybody yet. Is the reason? Are you sick? Is because you're going through withdrawals here, Alrita, without a Dr. Pepper? So, watchdog. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Spring ahead. Isn't that something already? So in the morning when I get up, it'll be daylight. Not really, but it will be. So, um, Rita, do you happen to have a Dr. Pepper in the refrigerator just in case of an emergency? Yeah, like if you start to flip out and grab a machete and an axe, do you have Dr. Pepper so you can calm that urge down? You're right. I know people that are addicted to pop. I do. I know people that are. Never gets dark where you live? Yeah. Why? Because you guys never shut the lights off in the house? Oh, God. I hate to be there on one of your rants there, Horita. Yeah, you leave the lights on. That's right. I was talking to that for that event in August. Said, you guys got electricity there? Nope. I said, so what are we supposed to do for electricity? Well, we're going to have some generators, but we urge everybody to bring their own. So it's a good thing I bought a big generator at an auction last summer or last fall. So I'm going to take that with me. Give me a chance to use it. I bought a 6,000 watt generator, brand new, at an auction. It was 5 years old, but it was brand new. The guy bought it, made a cord for it so he could hook it into his house, fired it up, and run it, made sure the cord worked and everything, put stable in the gas, put it underneath his workbench. 2 months later, passed away. And it sat there until his wife decided to have an auction. And I bought it for 140 bucks, brand new. Still had the plastic. He put the plastic cover back over it. It was sitting on, underneath this bench in a plastic cover with the new cord and everything. So didn't think that was a bad buy. So, and it ran. They started it up and running. So wasn't like didn't know if it was going to run or not. They started up and had it running. So yeah, caffeine is an addiction, man. So I actually got to get back to drinking decaf because I shouldn't have caffeine to begin with, but I drank decaf for like 16 months, and then I ran out one day and just been drinking regular. But I I should just start back in drinking my decaf, so, because I don't need the caffeine. I don't. It doesn't bother me. So that'd be just one less uh, chemical or additive in my system that I don't need. So, and I just like the taste of coffee to begin with, you know. So, I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I got to deal with every day. That's the RA. So, that's just in my hands. I got it at my feet, my knees. Pretty good on pronounceable. How are you doing? Um, we're having a discussion today on spring and gardening. We're not going to have another discussion like we had yesterday. So that's okay. No, that's fine. No, there's two subjects we're not going to touch on is the Second Amendment and sex. I mean, because I don't know anything about the first, you know, the sex. So I have no idea about that. And the Second Amendment, everybody has their own opinions on that. So rather than to upset somebody, we're not going to have any more discussions on that. So you got bone spurs, Alrita, because I have bone spurs, and I just found that out a week ago Wednesday that I have bone spurs in my feet. And my orthopedic surgeon, he's supposed to do something about that as soon as they can figure out what else to do about me. I got to go Monday back up to the rheumatologist, and I got to go to their office and have a bone density test done. And then I got to go to the next day back to my orthopedic surgeon because they're going to x-ray my left shoulder because I can do this with my right and I can do this with my right, and you can feel it popping, moving, grinding and everything. And it's worn out, and he knows that. But I can only do this, and then I'm in pain. But I can take it up. I can't do that, though. If I did that, you would see me sit here and cry and scream because I'd actually probably rip everything loose. It's still whatever attached there. So they think I've got a rotator cuff tear or something worse. So they're going to look at that. That happened like 20 years ago. And according to the workman's comp doctor, workman's comp doctor, nothing was wrong with me. I was all in my head, but that's while he was giving me a cortisone shot in my shoulder to make it feel better. I said, well, if there's nothing wrong with me, how come you're putting cortisone in my shoulder to take care of the pain? Oh, well, it's just preventative. Yeah, right, it is, That's right. The Third Amendment's free beer and hot dogs for everybody. There you go. No. Let's see. Yeah, the bone spurs in my feet, they hurt, but I don't know if it'd be better to get them out or not. So you're right there, unpronounceable. Well, and you're also right there too. They both had them at the same time, but now one's got automatics and the other one doesn't. So. Casey Bird, how are you doing? I got your message, and that's good that you're doing what you're doing. I'm glad to hear that. So, I'm on that prednisone 2, and no, you don't have to be sorry you're late. I'm on prednisone 2, and I do have the RA just like you do. And that's why I told them, that prednisone, I worked so hard to lose 154 pounds. I'm not going to be on that prednisone and gain it all back. So me and my doctor have a mutual understanding that 3 weeks is all I'm going to be on it. So they either do what they got to do in 3 weeks or forget it. So. You're right. Yeah. Uh, that's the thing. Yeah. I was a garbage man for 25 years, and people say, "Oh, you're a garbage man, don't do nothing." They sit there and push levers and buttons and stuff. And no, when I was a garbage man, we didn't have that stuff. You actually was on the back of the truck. You jumped on and off the truck. You picked up them garbage cans, and people don't believe it, but you can get a garbage can weigh 200 pounds because you set the garbage out. It rains overnight. Now you've got 20 gallons of water inside that 30-gallon garbage can. Or your garbage bag is so heavy because it's soaked with water that you can barely pick it up. And I've almost knocked myself out before because I picked up a garbage bag and get it like this to throw it in the truck, and it ripped and punched myself right now. I've given myself a black eye. I've broken my nose, and it does happen. And uh, it's and that's what's actually happened to my body, that I've on and off, jumping in and out. I was the biggest guy there and the strongest guy there and the youngest guy there. So I was big, dumb, young, and happy. And I was the one they sent out to go get all the heavy stuff. They basically used me as a fork truck. And when it was all said and done, I ripped my shoulder loose. I got a knot in the back of this shoulder from where I ripped muscle loose back there in the back. And I got an umbilical hernia all in about 6 years' time. And, and then I wore out both kneecaps, and, all my joints have got arthritis in them. So should I have done it? No. I should have told him to, kiss my hiney, and, I'm not doing anything that was going to hurt me. But I was young and dumb. Didn't realize what tomorrow would bring. And now tomorrow's here, and I'm paying for it. Well, that's good, Cassie. When I was a garbage man, if somebody was disabled, all they had to do was call into the office, and we would go to their back door or whatever and pick up their garbage and take it to the truck. We had no problems with that. Now, what we did have problems with is people that claimed they were disabled. They were 25, 30 years old, and they were just too lazy to take their garbage out. So they would pay a little extra. And you'd see them out there, walking around during the day, in their yard, or doing gardening or mowing or whatever, but they couldn't carry their garbage out. That's what would upset me, because they're taking advantage of something that they shouldn't be. You're right. I know it. Gene, somebody's better give her. By the way, good morning, Gene. Somebody better give her some meds because she's going nuts. Primal Fear Gaming. Glad to see you here, man. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people really actually haven't had a real job. I mean, 90% of most of the jobs these days are service related. I mean, as far as, like cashiers, techies or whatever. But as far as intense physical labor, there's not that many. You got farming, garbage men, coal miners and stuff like that, steel workers, factory workers and stuff like that. But as far as, hard work, there's not that many out there left. If you guys aren't acquainted with Gene Chambers, go ahead and get acquainted with him. He's got a great channel. Gene does he does stuff for kids. He works. He helps veterans, widows. He helps veterans, disabled veterans. he he fixes dolls for little girls for Christmas. He cleans them up, redoes them, makes them look like brand new, and sends them out for Christmas toys. He fixes or he builds wooden toys for boys for Christmas. So if you guys want to show Gene some support, go to his channel and show him some channel love. Maybe get a hold of Gene if you got something you want to donate to him. I'm sure he'd take whatever you got. No, Gene's a hell of a nice guy. Yeah, it's too bad there, Cassie. Somebody that doesn't have any uh, respect for somebody, I'm telling you, I get a phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning. It better be an emergency. So I used to. How you doing, Linda? I used to be like the garbage company. I was a swing driver. So my job title was a swing driver, and what I had to do was, if somebody was sick, because we had people start at 2 o'clock in the morning. If they were sick, they would call me, and I would come in for them. Okay, Leon Survival Playground, how are you doing? So I would come in, and when I came in to work for them, I would go do their job. And a lot of these jobs, I didn't, I would take their route sheet and try to figure out where they go, and go do their job. Well, I had one guy call me at 11 o'clock at night. He said, "Hey, man." I said, "Yeah. Uh, it's 11 o'clock and I haven't been to bed yet, and I got to be to work at 2 o'clock. So I'm not going to be able to make it because I haven't had any sleep." So my response to the guy was, "What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, I haven't been to sleep, so I'm not going to be able to make it." I said, "Who do you think you're talking to?" He says, "I'm talking to you." I said, "Yeah, you're talking to me. It's 11 o'clock at night. You want me to be to work at 2 o'clock in the morning for you, and I haven't been to bed either. So you want me to go to work for you, and I haven't been to bed, but you can't go to work for yourself because you haven't been to bed." Yeah, that's exactly right. So I ended up hanging up from him. I went to bed for 2 hours, got up, drank a couple pots of coffee, and then I went into work for him. And when I got done, I walked in the office. I said, "Hey, this is how it's going to be. If somebody calls me at 11 o'clock at night because they're not asleep and they have to be to work at 2 o'clock, I'm not coming in for them, especially if I'm still up at 11 o'clock. If I'm not sleeping and they're not sleeping, they're getting just as much sleep as I'm getting. So you better tell your guys, if they can't make it because they didn't get no sleep, that's not my problem. They're going to get it for being late." So I said, "All right, I understand." I said, "You better understand because, you're just endangering me if I have to come in with no sleep, but they don't have to come in." So we had a mutual understanding right then and there. If you're not going to be to work, and you had to be there at 2 o'clock in the morning, you better be calling me by 9 o'clock. So, and I think that was probably one of the better things that happened out of that deal. So, if you guys will excuse me, I have to use the little boy's room and give me a cup of coffee. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Oh, okay. Well, as long as he's your number one grandson, I guess that's okay, Bama. So you're right. You're right, Joker. I gotta go in the bathroom in little boy's room, and then you give me a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. Good old even coffee. Yeah, Netherlands. Okay. Let me see what I missed. Well, I missed a lot. You guys were busy. Man, oh man, were you guys busy? Well, okay. Sorry. I didn't see that in time, Cassie, but um, oops. Better put a couple extra in here because Gene's in here. There you go. There's the coffee for you, Cassie. Let me catch up with the comments, you guys. Yeah, you're not a bad guy there, unpronounceable. Cassie, what was your name? All good from across the pond. You're right there, Primal. Okay, there, Primal. Have a good one. I'm glad to see you here. See you later. And old mucker, Kevin Keith. Kevin Keith. Rock Truck, how are you doing today, buddy? Glad to see you here. When do you start back to work? The next few weeks or next couple of days or whatever? Rock Truck Rob, he just hit 1,000 subscribers the other day. He did a great channel recognition to Douglas Fairchild, AJ's Adventure, and myself in his episode 43 video. You guys want, go check that out. Rock Truck Rob. He drives a rock truck in a gold mine. I think he's off for the winter months right now. He's up in Canada. So a couple of weeks. That's good. At least you have a couple more weeks of vacation left. So it doesn't seem like vacation when it's winter time, but time off is time off. That's great, Gene. When you get it, video it while you're doing it, get you a good video camera and start videoing it. And you could probably do a 50 or 60 part series on that, and I think that would be good. Old Mucker watched Rock Truck Rob's video, so that was a good video you had there, Rock Truck. It was it really it touched me right here. Honestly, it did. To think that somebody that actually I've never met, I did something for them or helped them out, and they appreciated that much to give me recognition. That really touched me. It did. Congratulations, Linda. You hit 1,000 yesterday. That's good. I've been to a couple of your live streams. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Now, how close are you on your 4,000 hours? Are you close or not? AZ Days, thank you for showing up. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Yeah, there's people. Some people are. How can I put it? There. Some people are sheep and or wolves in sheep's clothing. So they're good at making you think you're doing right by doing it their way or whatever. You have 1,113 hours, man. You got a long ways to go. I started that with 1,000, around 1,200 or 1,500 hours when I started when they had that rule. And I tell you how you do it, Linda. You take your computer at night and you put up about 3 or 4 of tabs, and you get 3 or 4 of your friends and have them put up 3 or 4 tabs and start running different stuff that you have. You do live streams, so if they're a couple hours a piece, do your live streams and then put them on, return or whatever, and a rerun, and let them run at night while you're sleeping, and that'll help you get the hours. That's what I did for. I did it for Kim Fife and a few others, and Kim Fife done it for me, and a few other people did it for me, and that's how we all got the hours we got. Is because one person had to watch another person's back, and help them get it. I'll run one of yours. I'll run a tab tonight of yours. There's a couple other people I got to start running for because they need some hours and some watch time. Linda, you have to watch. You have to run your stuff too. You can't just run something for somebody, and not take care of yourself, because your channel is the most important channel to yourself. So you have to run your stuff too. And that's what I basically said when we started doing this is I'll run stuff for everybody else, but I got to take care of my channel. And that's what the other people said. You got to take care of your own channel first. So, you do something for yourself and then you help the other ones too at the same time. But make sure you include yourself in on that, running the channels at night. That's funny, Marker. So, and you're welcome, and I'll run one tonight. I got to run a few others. So, if it was a big press to get you into the 4,000s, that would, you have to run a bunch of them, but you didn't start making content until January or something like that. So, you don't have any content falling off until January of next year. So you actually, low and slow would probably be good for you, because like in next year, I have to do a bunch of videos and a bunch of other stuff to get all my hours and stuff in, because come January next year, I'm going to lose like 2,300 or 23 to 2,500 hours in just that 1 month. Between January 18th and February 20th, I'm going to lose like 2,300 hours. So I have to do something now to make up all that time that I'm going to lose, so I don't fall under that 4,000 hour rule. So that's why I do a live stream every day, or try to do one every day. And it may only be 2 hours for me, but if I have 10 people watching it, that's 20 hours. So I have to, and you have to have at least 11 hours of watch time every day to get 4,000 hours a year. So between my live streams and my videos and stuff, I'm trying to get 11, 12, 15 hours a day. And Rock Truck will probably help you out, because he's a good channel helper. Yeah, slow and steady for you would be helpful for you, because you were nowhere near close to the line. So if you only lose like 11 hours a day come your 365 days, it's not that much to catch up on. But if you're losing 2,300 or 2,500 in a in a 30-day period, that's a lot of hours to catch up on. So that's why us guys that had to make up that time are vigorously now doing live streams and stuff to make up for that time, steadily during the year. So come 365 days from now, we're still in the 4,000 hour range instead of losing it all. And I might not be monetized for a month or so because I might not, I might lose enough to where I might not be able to catch up for another month, but that won't happen until January, because I didn't start making content until August, and it was only 10 or 15 minutes here, with videos. So, I won't lose that much per se in August or whatever. Whatever I lose, I'm going to gain because I'm doing this every day. Marco needs 835 subs, and the next day 836 to get 1,000. Yeah, before his birthday. Hi, June. How are you doing this fine morning? He wants to make that unpronounceable before his birthday. Marco will be 57 in 8 days. So he wants to get 835 subs to make 1,000 before his 57th birthday. Well, you can go live on your mobile phone too, there, Rock Truck. I mean, it can be done. So, and all I got is a little laptop. That's what I'm doing it on. It's a Dell, but I'm doing it on a laptop. I know the picture quality ain't that great because I can see it myself. It's pixelated, but I use what I have until I can afford something better. Good morning, Dirty Dog Diggers. How are you doing this fine morning? Joker Fish, you have a good one, man. It's nice seeing you in here. Stop on by. I don't know if I'll have one tomorrow, but if I do, you'll all know it. Depends if I get up in time. I'll have another one tomorrow, but I try to have one Monday through Saturday. Not always happening that way, but I try to. So, and Sunday's extra a bonus, if I'm up and everybody's still sleeping, I'll have one on Saturday. No. Rock Truck, Dirty Dog Diggers give you a bark out. That's pretty good. 100 subs a day. Yeah, he ain't gonna make 100 subs. It's hard to get 100 subs a day. Trust me. Unless you're doing a viral video, it's hard. Well, I'm glad you're moving, Dirty Dog. At least you're going someplace. You're moving and you're doing something that you want to do. You're moving into a new home. So I know things get hectic and everything. When we bought this house, I worked on this house for 4 months before we moved into it. I put in some new ceilings, some new floors. My wife and I redid this room right here. This room was purple. My wife painted it. I put the wainscoting and the trail railing on and everything. When I got this room done, people walked into this room and it looked like it was a museum, because I did that much intricate work into it to make it look nice. And I wanted to have one special room that was beautiful, and this was it. The rest of them we just we patched and I put new ceilings in, or and we painted and new flooring and everything. But I worked on this house, and I worked at night, or during the day. So I was busy. It took me 4 months to get what I had to get done. And I worked during 3 or 4 hours a night when I got home. And I would work,
all day Saturday and Sunday. I'd be here at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And I would work till midnight or later just to get this house so we can move into it. And then when we moved, I brought a 30-footer U-Haul and 4 pickup loads the first night. And then I ended up bringing a total of 19 pickup loads here over the course of 2 months while we were moving out of the other house. So, you figure it out. If you can get all moved in one weekend, you're lucky. So, Tucker Chats, good morning. How are you doing today? Hey, Stella, how are you doing? Sandra, good morning. Glad to see you guys are here. You guys aren't, Biggies, I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. Biggies? If you guys aren't acquainted with one another, go ahead and get acquainted with everybody. Happy Saturday to you, Tucker. Show everybody a little channel love if you want. Bama Grits, Christy might see you tomorrow. Well, that's nice. I wish I could go. I really do. Maybe we might be able to make it to some of these YouTube events. But it's kind of hard being we have to babysit every day. So, well, I tried to, there's no way I could ever move in one day unless I had, a moving company do it, and they would have to bring alone probably 2 semis because I've got so much stuff. We had a moving sale last time I moved, and we sold probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 pickup loads of stuff. But, I just own a lot of stuff. And since then, I have sold a lot of stuff. I used to have 8 toolboxes, the big ones, that you could roll around. And now I am down to 2. So, and those were all full of tools. So I've sold all that. That was a couple of, let's see, that was probably the last 8 feet of the 30-yard, the 30-foot moving truck, because I made sure all my tools and stuff come with me that night. And I put them in the garage because, you leave something unattended and people see that you're moving out. The next thing you know, they're sitting in your house, seeing what else you have left. So I made sure all my tools and stuff were home with me, that night. So that was one of the very first loads that come over. Yeah, it's something. So, what do they do? They live together there, Sandra? Or are they moving out of your house? I hope you meet Bam at Hall, Rita, after you get up in your Dr. Pepper fix. They live in your house, or they both live together? Or yes to both of those questions. Well, actually, if they both live in your house, I guess they both still live together, yeah. Oh, they're moving back home, okay. Well, it's cheaper there, and the food's a lot better, I bet. So. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, Peter. If you want, leave me a message. I can talk to you about it. I know all about that bad news. If you don't want to, I understand. Some things are better left unsaid, but if you want, go ahead and leave me a message. I won't tell anybody if you don't want anybody to know. So. Well, Cassie, if you need to move to a disabled house, you need to move, and you shouldn't be scared to do that because it's just going to be better for you. You'll find out uh, that it's will suit your needs better, and you will feel better about yourself because you'll be able to do other things a lot better. Yeah, and also, Peter, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. So if you want, just go ahead and leave me a message, and we can talk if you'd like. And I will say a prayer for you. Oh, I know. Even without a Dr. Pepper, you can't be mean about Tabama. So that's the thing. Yeah, Casey or Cassie. Yeah, you need to have a bathroom without stairs. You're right. See, my mother-in-law moved in here with us, and well, we had her in the other house. But when she moved in here with me, or me and my wife, I put in handrails in the bathroom and all this other stuff, so she could get in and out of the tub. And there's a handrail. If you lean up from the toilet, you can reach this handrail to help pull you off the toilet if you have to and stuff. And I put in all that stuff, and I'm glad I did because now I need it because I need it to get in and out of the tub and all the other stuff. So with my arthritis the way it is, my knees the way they are and stuff, I need it myself now. So I didn't complain when I was putting it in because I knew my mother-in-law needed it, and I love my mother-in-law to death. And sadly, I think we were here about 6 or 7 months, maybe something like that. It probably wasn't even that long, and she passed. So we weren't even here a year, and she passed. So, and about a year after she passed, I got sick. So you got 4 kids. So, yeah. I have a shower seat myself. I try not to use it. I had to use it because I needed a new kneecap, and now that I got a new knee, I try to do all stand up in the shower as much. But I still have it in there, in case I need to sit down. It's still in there. So good morning, Dirty Dog Diggers again. So you know, yeah. So Cassie, if you can get into a disabled home, it'll be a lot better off, and you'll feel a lot better for yourself, because you'll be able to do things a lot different. Um, I have a bathtub with a shower, a shower head, and I'm trying to actually. I'm healthy enough now to where I can actually do some stuff. So I've been looking for uh, a shower uh, base the same size as my tub, and they do make them out there because I don't want to do a complete remodel of the bathroom. I want to take the tub out, and then put in a new floor and put that in because I have walls built, on each side of the tub. So if I don't have to tear any of that stuff out, the better off I will be. And so I want to put a new, be like a 64-inch, 30-inch wide shower floor, and then put in the shower doors or whatever. And that way I can also put in a shower chair if I need it. And it'll be easier for my wife and me. We're not getting any younger. So if I don't have to lift my leg over the tub to get in, I'll be better. It's either that or to get one of them sit down bathtubs, walk-in tub. And those are $5,000-$6,000, and I don't have the money for that. So. Okay, Rock Truck, you have a good day. Oh, you too. Unless Neil likes Amish girls' legs, I need a seat. Yeah. All right, Rock Truck. Thank you. Like I said, Rock Truck, I really appreciated the channel recognition. That was really touching to me. I showed it to my wife. She thought it was great. So I really do appreciate that. Somebody that I've actually never even met, that I've touched their life somehow. I think that was pretty neat. So. That's funny, Harvey. I heard old Mrs. Mucker the other night. I figured sure as heck she was going to give him the old 1-3. What 1, 2, 3. That's what the old 1-3 is. Like the old Abbott Costello. What happened? Give him the old 1-3. What happened to 2? 2's the one you're going to get. So yeah. But we had fun on old Mucker's live stream last night. He was out walking the dog at midnight, his time. So he says, I think walking the dog is something else for, something different. But it is what it is. Nobody's there to say any different. So, if he wants to say it's walking the dog, I guess we're just going to have to let him say he's walking the dog. So. You still in here, June, or did you leave? That's right. Equalizers are the best thing, And I tell you what, okay, people, if you want a good equalizer to keep in your car and it's completely legal, there's nothing anybody can say about it because it's not against the law. Okay. Years ago, and I still do make them, the screw jacks. Well, the screw jacks came with a swivel lug wrench that the nut, or the wrench part, swiveled into the handle to shorten it up, okay, for storage purposes. And you took the swivel out, and then you put the wrench part into the screw jack, and you go like this, and you could screw the jack up or down. Well, when you're done, the swivel would go back into the handle, and you could store it. Well, years ago, I was in a small town, and I was going through there, and all of a sudden this car come by me flying. And what, is this guy's problem? Next thing I know, this guy hits some brakes, he locks it up sideways in the road, and he comes running out of his car at me. Well, he's got a knife. Now, what what's wrong with this guy? Well, I'm already out of the car, and I didn't see that he had a knife until then. So I reach in, and I had this thing right next to the seat, and I pull it out, and he comes at me, and he cuts me right here on the elbow. And when he did, because I went like this, when he did that, I hauled off, and that wrench socket part comes out like this. I went like this, and when it did, it come out and went wham, like that, hit him right in the forehead, and out he went. That guy, I left him laying right there in the middle of the street. I took his knife, folded it up, and put it in my pocket, and I left him laying there. I don't know if it killed him, but didn't care. Got back in my car, drove around him, and left him there. So I'm sure he had quite the story to tell the police or the ambulance or whatever when they come and found him there sitting in the middle of the road. But this is a town about 30 miles from where I lived, and I was just driving through. I wasn't doing anything. I only know a couple people in that town, and I stopped at one person's house and talked to them for a few minutes and was on my way home when this happened. So it wasn't like I did something to anybody. So that's right, finders keepers. So, and I still have that. So, but it's completely legal, and it's basically, if you want to get back down to it, it's like a nunchuck, because when you go like that, it slings out, and it gives you an extra 6 or 7 inches of reach, and you just like that, and it comes up, bam, and that's it. It's like being hit with a 3-ounce piece of lead or steel, and it automatically, if you sling it hard enough, it's going to knock them out. So. But that happened, I wasn't even married yet. That happened back in, I want to say the fall of 1983. So I wasn't even out of the service 2 weeks. I think I was freshly home, so. And back then, I wasn't afraid of nothing. So a guy with a knife didn't bother me at all, so. That, I think, right there is illegal, Gene. I sat at a truck stop one day, and because I was working there. This is when I first got out of the service. I was working there, and I sat down at the counter, and one of the guys come in, big, tall guy. He's about 6'11", tall guy. He's a trucker, and his name was George, and I knew him really well, because he come in almost, 2 or 3 times a week. And he was talking about, what he does, to check his tires. And he pulled out this blackjack, okay, and slapped it on the counter. He said, "That's how I check my tires." Well, he did that, and there had to be 2 county sheriffs in there, and they come over, and after they got done eating, and he was still there, they come over and they arrested him for that blackjack. Well, come to find out, they said it was illegal. Well, it isn't illegal because it's sold as a tire thumper, and you can buy them in the truck stops. And that's exactly what they classify him as a tire thumper. And, they arrested him and everything, and, they PR'd him and all this other stuff. And come to find out that, he was right and they were wrong, but he still lost a day's wages, had to come back to our town and go to court in the morning and all this other stuff, but that's just a funny story I was going to tell you that, being that Gene was talking about the baseball bat with lead in it. So it's only illegal if you get caught. Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys heard my explanation the other day, but I could reach in into a barrel of boobies and pull out a butt. You know what I'm saying? So that's how my love goes. So. I have the mother-in-law with me for things like that, so she can get out first. There you go. There you go. Yeah, you put a wooden plug back in there. Yeah, and then you dirty it all up so they can't see it. Yeah. Don't have a good history with mother-in-laws. Unfortunately, I had a good time and good rapport with my mother-in-law. I loved her dearly, and I think she loved me too dearly. Well, good. June is going to go live, and as soon as I get my notification for June going live, I will shut this down. Because I like to go see June, and y'all should go see June. She does a little exercise torture video. Yeah, I know what you think of your mother-in-law, that old mucker. Cassie, I don't know if you've ever been to June's, but that would be fun. It's light exercise. She does it before the people that are, that are physically, unable to do much. And it's a good time. We all have fun. And yeah, then, and everybody pray for Peter too, because he's had some bad news, and I think he needs all our prayers. And we love you too, June. Yes, we do. But when she goes live, I get a notification. I'll shut down mine, and we'll go see June. I think Jean could use some exercise. Ain't that right, Jean? So, old Mucker says it's not fun; it's torture. Yeah. So, but June has a tremendous, nice channel there. She's really fun to watch. I absolutely adore her. She's an inspiration to everybody. I haven't seen a couple of her latest videos, but I try to make her live streams as much as possible. So everybody loves June. Even June's husband loves June. And Blind Mama's Messy Kitchen just come out with a new video. And the new from the Angry Amish, he just come out with a new video. So it's all about channel love. So everybody has to give channel love. Casey, or Cassie, you don't have to worry. It's nothing extraneous, June has she needs a double lung transplant, so she doesn't do anything too strenuous. So, she has just went live. Okay. So with that being said, everybody, I want to thank you for showing up. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If it wasn't for you, I would have no business of being on here. That's funny, Mucker. That's right, Christy. You got to show them who's boss, Show them you're more nuts than they are. But anyways, I want to tell everybody that I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. It really is a pleasure to be here and to talk to you and to have time with you. You're welcome, Sandra. Because if it wasn't for you, I'd have no business being here. And I do appreciate that. I want to tell each and every one of you guys, be safe, be careful, and God bless each and every one of you. So, and with that, let's all go see June. Okay, I see you there, Stella.